Howdy friends, how are you guys doing today? This is Kaizen. Anyways, today we're gonna go ahead and take a look at Dark Knight at level 70. I'm also gonna go ahead and touch on some of the actions that we get as Dark Knights. There's not a whole lot. I mean, there's a lot more than, say, Scholar or Summoner because of our ability pruning, and go into a little bit of rotation. First off, this job feels extremely entertaining at level 70. That being said, the job does not go into a whole lot of detail or a whole lot of depth before level 60. Now the reason for that is because of the ability Carve and Spit. So Carve and Spit is a decent chunk of potency, almost quadrupling with Dark Arts. Here's the problem. Or at least the problem that I'm facing here. We have a lot of other spells that work with dark arts. We have Abyssal Drain, we have Soul Eater, we have Dark Side. Well, Dark Side doesn't really... whatever. We have Dark Passenger, we have Quintessence, we have Blood Spiller. Look, you get the point here. So it's really hard to decide sometimes as to what you want to do. Here's my overall prioritization. After you guys have seen my skills, you guys will understand these hotbars a little bit better. I have my aggro combo as square, triangle, and circle, with my plunge as my X. I like to have gap closers relatively close to my my main rotation, or at least hold on, I lost focus. Whatever. Anyways, I like to keep my gap closers near my beginning setup here, and the reason for that is because when I jump in like that, I want to get to my aggro combo. I only want to do that maybe once or twice, depending on how many enemies I'm facing. Just an overall tanking guideline: if there's more than one enemy and you're having issues with it, what I would do is I would throw your first combo, your combo starter, into the first target, tab target, throw your second into it, and then go back and forth between, or whatever. Another problem that we have here is the blood gauge. Outside of grit, you get blood gauge really quickly, but you don't capitalize on mana return if you don't have grit on, thanks to how Siphon Strike works. So the only ways outside of Blood Pact, which we get at level 66, Enhanced Dark Blood, which, I'm sorry, not Pact, but Price. Blood Price. It generates blood gauge. That's only really good in AoE situations where that would be where you would use something like that. Mind you, I use it all the time because of Delirium. Now, why is this a deal? Why is this a big deal? Because Delirium, Quintessence, or Quietus, and Blood Spiller, three of our major either utility or damaging skills are locked behind this gauge. And as you can see, they relatively cost quite a bit. It's 50 for everything, and we only get what, 100? Yeah, 100 blood gauge. That's that's fine. It slows down the gameplay if you ask me. My priority system for when everything is aligning, when I have my blood gauge, I go into this bar here, I Dark Arts, leave the bar, Soul Stealer, Dark Arts, Carve and Spit, Dark Arts, into Blood Spiller. Now, why do I do that instead of using Quintessence? Or Quietus? Why do I keep calling it Quintessence? Whatever. It's because Quietus is really only useful in AoE situations, which is fine. It falls under the same line of Unleash and Abyssal Drain, which is good. We obviously love AoE. But for a 50 cost, I don't know. It just seems a little shaky to me. But at the same time, I have to monitor that. I have to monitor the usage of my blood gauge, just in case blood price is up or I'm off tanking and I popped blood weapon, which is also really, really good. It's also another way outside of Grit you gain blood gauge, I guess, but even still, I don't know. You almost never want to Dark Arts a Dark Passenger. The only times that I would suggest Dark Artsing a Dark Passenger would be if you're pulling something above 7 mobs. Because anything below 7, you know, it's not really that hard to heal through. And I say that having been spoiled by my SC's healers and my statics healers all being fairly decent caliber. But if you don't want to Dark Arts into Dark Passenger, you could also just go Living Dead. I have a very bad habit of forgetting which button my Dark Arts is on, so my thumb will just randomly hit it, and that's a really useful cooldown, especially for survivability when you're pulling big like I like to do. So, since I have just explained all of this without giving a demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to leave my Grit, because obviously I can't show you anything in Grit due to the dummy not actually attacking, so... And I'm just going to go ahead and show you my prioritization. Mind you, everybody has a different way of handling these things. The next video that I will... you know what, I'm not even going to talk about that yet. So, like I said, every time that I would like to start with this into this. And then set that up. Completely botch that. And just go into spamming my Soul Eater combo. And now, with this latest patch, which I believe this is 4.5? 4.0.5, I guess. I don't know. We got an extra potency onto Soul Eater. And I cannot tell you how interesting this potency increase has made this ability. Previously, I was only getting around maybe 3k occasional crits, but I hit at least 7 to 8k crits on average, which is absolutely amazing. And just earlier last night I hit for a nearly 10k crit. Now that doesn't sound like a very high number, but considering that that was within grit, that is insane. So I can actually, I don't know why I just canceled out of that when I needed to show grit off. So it reduces damage taken by 20%, but it also reduces damage dealt. So how am I hitting that high? Because Darkside needs to stay on. I don't care if you're main tanking, if you're off tanking, it doesn't matter. That Darkside needs to stay on. Let me go ahead and take Darkside off and show you exactly what you lose. Right then and there, you lose Dark Mind. Hold on. You also lose the ability to use Dark Passenger and Dark Arts. Essentially anything with the word dark in it, you lose. Which really sucks, because Dark Mind is really useful, especially when you're tanking magic bosses. Dark Arts is key to the class, and Dark Passenger, even though it's not really something that I Dark Arts, it's still useful for AoE when you don't have Quietus or Abyssal Drain or Unmend. Or, sorry, Unleash. Yeah. So, it's all really, really interesting. But, I don't know. It might feel good. And it might feel fun. But my problems are very minuscule. Like, I would like to have a bigger gauge. If I had a bigger bar for blood gauge, that would be amazing. I understand that they want to keep Dark Knight's damage down, or not really down, but they want to streamline it. I can understand that, but with only 2 generators, that's not so great. Not when you're comparing it to something like the Paladin or the Warrior. The Paladins, whenever they block something, they get gauge. Whenever they deal damage, they get gauge. So, that's great for them. For the 2 skills they have. And for Warriors, I don't know exactly what Warriors have to do to get gauge, but I believe that it's every hit they deal and every hit they take or something like that. That's insane. I don't know. If I could just get like 50 more points, man, I would be in heaven. Just so that I could actually use like Delirium and Quietus along with Bloodspiller. That'd be great. Perfect. Bellissima, as you will. But I digress, because it seems like Square, or well, Yoshi P, is happy where the Dark Knight is. And I can understand that. I get that. I just personally wish it was a little different. Anyways, that's my thoughts. That's my initial thoughts at 70 for the Dark Knight. I wish I could give you time played. I've only been on level 70 for about a day or so. So, yeah. Anyways, I hope that taught you guys something. For new and aspiring tanks that are going into Dark Knight, and you're just now cressing into Stormblood content, you'll notice that if you don't have gear, a lot of things are different. Like I said, spread your aggro combo. Also, what is it? Unleash and mend? I think it's unleash. Yeah, unleash is your best friend. If I'm pulling trash, I will jump in, unleash, run to the next pack, unleash, and then just so that I'd unleash again, just so I can make sure that all of that aggro is stuck to me. So, yeah, thank you for watching. Have yourselves a beautiful day, and be prepared because I have another video coming out later on today doing a dungeon run without any commentary. Thank you guys very much, and goodbye.